1000% transparency. This is one gentleman that when I cut on the TV, I did not like watching him report any news. I thought he was smug. I thought he was a jerk. I thought he was a-hole. I thought he was misguided. And that's because I wasn't paying attention to the world, man. I wasn't. And now that I check him out, I'm seeing not only is he on point with a lot of his takes, he's on point with a lot of his takes. But he's funny. This dude is absolutely hilarious. And I know my personality gets on people's nerves so much so that they stop watching the channel sometimes. And like they will come here for the content, but my personality will turn them off because sometimes I get a little crazy. Sometimes I start singing in the middle of talking or something. Might start dancing, might get up, do a flip or a split. I don't know. But the whole point is, the whole purpose is to make sure that the message resonates with the individuals who decide to click play. And this brother does the job. So we're about to check out more from my new friend, Tucker Carlson, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson. Tonight, here in the United States, we've been so deeply engrossed in our own debates over whether men should be allowed to compete on girls' swim teams or whether it's immoral to carry our groceries in plastic bags that we have missed the fact that the government of China has been busy with its own agenda, taking over the world. In the space of just 15 years, for example, the Chinese have succeeded in recolonizing the entire continent of Africa. Didn't think that could happen? Wow. Well, it is happening. In Africa, China now calls the shots and takes the natural resources for itself, period.
How in the world is China calling the shots in Africa, man? I know what y'all saying. Y'all like, well, we will find out if you just play it. Okay, you're absolutely right. I'm not going to argue with you when you're correct.
As of tonight, there is only one remaining African country that dares to recognize Taiwan, and it happens to be among the smallest countries in Africa, Swaziland. Everyone else on the continent obeys Beijing. Wow. But wait a second. How can this be happening? Isn't colonialism racist and bad? Yes, it is. And no one's worse and more racist than the Chinese. Go on Chinese social media sometime and see how they describe the Africans they've subjugated. It's horrifying. So why isn't the New York Times writing stories about any of this? You know why. Because the New York Times is on China's side. That's why they all but ignore the brutal Chinese colonization of Latin America, which is also in full swing right now.
Wow.
Colonialism violates everything the New York Times once claimed to believe in, but that's okay because they never really believed any of it anyway. It was always about power. We came to Brazil this week to see for ourselves what the Chinese are doing to Latin America. We're making a documentary about it for our Tucker Carlson original series. Brazil has the last pro-American government in Latin America. It's our single most important ally in the Western Hemisphere. Allowing Brazil to become a colony of China would be a significant blow to us and potentially a very serious military threat. The Biden administration appears to be in favor of it. One person who's emphatically not in favor of it is the president of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro. So, of course, the American media hate him. Here's some of their slander.
The United States isn't the only country lurching dangerously towards authoritarianism. It is happening all over, indeed. Just yesterday, for example, Brazilians elected Jair Bolsonaro.
Usually you don't get rid of an aspiring dictator through the electoral process. Brazil is going to have trouble with Bolsonaro.
It's that same authoritarian, like women-hating, racist energy. He's the Trump of Brazil.
President Bolsonaro.
Wow, she called him the Trump of Brazil. So she's wow. So that means he don't take no sugar honey iced tea, huh? Is that what that mean? That mean that he's not bowing down to the way things usually go, ordinary run of things where people are disenfranchised and not being and are poorly represented. He's not bowing down to those things. He actually believed in what he's doing for his country. Is that what you're saying? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to use my context clues. If I'm wrong, please let me know.
President Bolsonaro doesn't believe in social distancing, doesn't want lockdowns, much more extreme than President Trump.
Brazil's far-right nationalist president Jair Bolsonaro spoke at an event in Dallas. These two men and fellow travelers like Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin represent the growing global threat to the ideas of liberalism.
Wow. These are people whose research consists of 3 minutes on Wikipedia on the way to the studio. He's a racist. Of course he is. He, quote, doesn't want lockdowns. There's your proof. But it is the last clip from plagiarist Fareed Zakaria that explains why they're so mad at Bolsonaro. Bolsonaro, Fareed Zakaria tells us, represents a, quote, growing global threat to the ideas of liberalism.
They did say that. They did say that. They're a threat to liberalism. How can y'all be so blatant about it? Like, reason why we don't like them is because we're liberals and they hate us. So we hate them. That's, if it's that daggone simple, I mean, wow. Wow, how could they be so blatant with it though, man? That's crazy.
Zakaria tells us represents a, quote, growing global threat to the ideas of liberalism. Liberalism, meaning neoliberalism, meaning globalism. And in fact, that is true. Bolsonaro is no Justin Trudeau. He's not a low IQ fascist who'd be working as an Instagram influencer if he doesn't have his own army. He's not the president of Ukraine, who shuts down television stations that dare to criticize him and outlaws opposition parties.
Isn't Trudeau the gentleman from who runs Canada, the one that Jordan Peterson just has a complete disdain for? I think that's him. Okay.
Who shuts down television stations that dare to criticize him and outlaws opposition parties and arms Nazis. In conventional terms, Bolsonaro is in fact liberal. He has done nothing to stop civil liberties in Brazil. But at the same time, he is a nationalist. He cares about his country. He resists China. Therefore, he must be stopped. George Soros hates him, and so does Joe Biden. He's not with the program. So naturally, we wanted to meet him. Yesterday we did. We sat with Bolsonaro for more than an hour. And the first thing we learned is that the left in Brazil hates him very much. They tried to kill him when he first ran for president 4 years ago.
They tried to kill him. Yo, how in the world, man? Y'all need to relax. And I'm talking only to the people who feel like, oh, they're not what we want them to represent, so we're going to take them up out of here. We're going to, step it up to the next level and try to. Come on, guys. Come on. If you're watching this right now, I'm not saying relax as in don't take it seriously. I'm saying there's many other ways to get your point across. There's so many other ways to protest, you ain't got to vote for them. You can still live your own life and try to make a better way by getting out there yourself, speaking up more. It's so many different ways to do it, man. Trying to kill somebody for this. Come on, man. That's just, people are just ridiculous, man. For real.
With very little money and the backing of no party, he came out of nowhere to get 57 million votes. But he almost didn't survive to be elected. He was stabbed by a leftist almost to death at a rally.
Wow.
At which point the left funded lawyers to come in and rescue his attempted murderer. An amazing story that hasn't gotten a ton of coverage in the United States.
This dude went to a rally to say, hold on. I'm just trying to wrap this around my head just a little bit. All right, so he's at a rally representing what he represents, just speaking out to his people, trying to get them to join together so that they can move forward and make Brazil a better place, right? And someone who opposed his views and thoughts figure, I'm going to assassinate this man. It's dumb, man. It's absolutely, and it's the people who claim that they love God. It's the people who claim that they love their families. That they'll do something like this. I did this for you all because I love y'all. We need to take action. Yes, many other ways to take action, man.
An amazing story that hasn't gotten a ton of coverage in the United States. He's an authoritarian, says MSNBC. All right. So we asked Bolsonaro about the stabbing in our conversation. We also asked him about his Christian faith, which is on display, something else that triggers them. We asked him about our Supreme Court stance on abortion, his views on gun rights. And we asked him, fundamentally, why do you think you're so hated?
And I want to know the answer to that part right there. Why do you think you're so hated? If anybody who tries to daggone assassinate someone because they have different views than you, man, or they've made laws that you feel like you're stuck in. Come on, bro. Grow up. Grow up, people. Stop being so daggone sensitive. Stop being so sensitive. That's your problem right now, y'all. Sensitive. You're sensitive as hell. Grow up. Anyway, I want to hear what y'all got to say about this in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing, man, per usual. Love y'all.